What is going on, Tricology family? And welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. Now, this episode is mostly going to be based on news, and some of those news I'm going to be doing a rant on them. Some of them you will know, and some of you know why are we doing this rant on. So, and besides that, we don't have a movie review for y'all today. So that will be saved for next week's episode. But before we get into the mainstream news, first off, we gotta talk a little sports news as the Texas Rangers have won the 2023 World Series, winning in 5 games against the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is their first World Series title win since their founding in 1961, and Corey Seaver become the 4th player to win multiple MVP awards. So congratulations to Mr. Corey Seaver, and of course to the new and reigning World Series champs, the Texas Rangers. So that's the end of the baseball season, and we'll see y'all in next April. And with that being said, now let's get into our mainstream news. First thing we're going to talk about is Disney pulled Jonathan Majors' film from the release schedule. So currently, Jonathan Majors had a film coming from the 20th Century Studios, which was once 20th Century Fox, but now Disney bought the rights to it. So, but let's read this story coming from CNN. Disney has removed a film project starring actor Jonathan Majors, who was set to stand trial for assault next month. Like I said, he's innocent, but they're still going forward with this trial. So it is what it is. But it has been removed from a release calendar, which is called Magazine Dreams. I think that's where the movie plays an amateur bodybuilder. And it was released slated to open on December 8th. But in an email shared with CNN on Friday, the studio indicated that the film will no longer have a release date. The movie was directed by Elijah Burton and also stars Helen Benedict. It was acquired by Searchlight. Oh, there it is. So it was produced by Searchlight Pictures, not 20th Century Studios. But it did receive an acclaim at Sundance earlier this year. So I think they will still release the film, but not right now. I think they will release the film after the trial is over. But then again, I say, why are they still doing this trial? We all know he's innocent, but the accuser just don't want to let it rest. Hey, it is what it is. But that's not the only thing we're going to continue on. As far as we'll get into more Disney news in a second. Now, we got some news that Disney confirms that Wanda is confirmed dead. As you can see, Wanda was previously seen in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So the question is, did she have the best MCU story arc? And let's read this. Let's read this story from Screen Rant. In a new book titled Marvel Studios: The Marvel Cinematic Universe, an official timeline, Scarlet Witch's tragic demise appears to be confirmed. The book says Wanda destroyed the Wundagore and collapsed it on herself, ending 2 great threats to all the multiverse. Additionally, the entry in the book has a symbol corresponding to the major character's death, officially confirming Scarlet Witch's fate. So, if that is true, then Marvel probably knew that Elizabeth Olsen's contract with Marvel was coming to an end. So that's why they probably write Scarlet Witch's the death in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we got a full confirmation there. So and everybody we kept I remember we kept saying that there's no way Scarlet Witch could have died after that, even though it collapsed. There's no way. So with that being confirmed, now Scarlet Witch is officially dead, and Elizabeth Olsen's contract with Marvel is probably up. So no more Scarlet Witch, but we're still in the multiverse. Only time will tell, and we might get another Scarlet Witch in another universe. We'll see. The actor strike could finally end in a few days. Let's hope. But let's read this article from Deadline saying SAG-AFTRA and the MPAA continue to communicate intermittently Sunday as they close in on a possible reaching a new deal that could end the 108-day strike. There is a feeling of optimism, and a Guild source told Deadline today. Looks like we are in a final stretch. A senior studio source added. Both sides expressed confidence a major deal could be reached within days. But as before caution, the situation is still fluid. From our understanding, SAG-AFTRA and the studios have gained significant traction on bridging the gap over has been tremendously a success based on the cooperation for streaming shows and their cast. Let's just hope that the streaming could end before Thanksgiving, because if not, 2024 is gonna feel like a dead. That's all you're gonna hear. None but dead silence when it comes to the summer movies and the fall TV season. That's what it's gonna feel like. Moving on. Matthew Perry. Why his loss hit people more harder than most celebrity deaths. Well, I can tell you one thing. If you're a fan of the Friends show, then you will know why. But let's read this article coming from Variety. Perry's untimely passing feels especially tragic in this light. Given last year's candid autobiography, the chapter closing nature of 2021's Friends reunion, and the growing opportunities for him outside of sitcoms. A second ad felt imminent. Perry had plenty more to give, even at Chandler's cultural peak. It was clear the man behind him wasn't purely a comic. He could go big, and his skills as a humorist cannot be overstated. But so many of his great lines was pitched or tossed off. They found the honesty in the moment, his sarcasm ground, and nature timing made even the boldest jokes fit controversial pattern. Now, I know we have lost some great people, and when they play like certain roles in certain movies or certain television series, it cannot be a match. Like, you could try to get someone else to try to live up to their standards. So, like, and Matthew Perry is one of those people, like, you cannot be untouched when it comes to the cast of Friends. Like, that can't be that will be untouchable. That's all I'm saying. So it's just a tragic for every time we lose a celebrity, and we just remember them for the roles that they played, and give us like memories that we will cherish. Moving on. Daredevil hired Punisher producer to be the showrunner of a new show. Let's read this article for Variety. Daredevil Born Again has found a new creative team. Deredo Soturpain, sorry if I pronounced the name, who wrote and executive produced on Netflix Marvel series The Punisher, will serve as a showrunner for the new Daredevil show. After previous head writers Chris Alden and Matt Corman exited due to the major or creative overhaul, Orman and Corman will still be credited as executive producers. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who had directed on Marvel's Moon Knight and are the lead directors on season 2 of Loki, will step in to direct the rest of the first season of Daredevil Born Again as part of the show's creative overhaul. So let's see if this new group can help put things back in order. And then once the SAG after strike is over, then everything will come for full fruition. Moving on, Snow White remake gets pushed back a year. So, does anyone care at this point? I know at this point. But let's read what Common Bird Reader had to say. The live-action Snow White movie has been given a new release date on March 21st, 2025. This is just under 1 year after what was its original release date could have been, which was March 22nd of 2024. The news also followed rumors that the film is at risk of a serious delay, even though the filming was mostly complete before the project was shut down due to the film industry strikes. A new image was shown that was revealed that Zegler, in the lead role, are joined by 7 conversations, which was finally revealed how Doc and his pals will be specific in the remake. So they put up a new image showing that that Snow White is with the 7 dwarfs. But if you look into that picture, it looks very CGI like. Like, I highly doubt they hire any real life dwarf actors. It kind of similar to like when you guys watch the trailer for the new Willy Wonka film, and you see what dang, who's the actor that's playing the little Oopa Loopa? I think it was Jude Law for a second. Let me see real quick. No, Hugh Grant. That's the name. I was thinking Jude Law for a second, but yeah, Hugh Grant is playing the little Oopa Loopa, and now he's not short in real life. I'm gonna tell you one thing. So yeah, they had the CGI that, and I think they're doing the same for Snow White. Well, it's just that Snow White. So thank God they put the dwarves back in there, and not the 7, and get rid of the 7 dirty hippies that they got before. So yeah, enough said about that. But yeah, let's move on. Twitter drops 25 billion in value. Studios cut percent on platforms by almost 50%. So let's read what Fortune had to say about the story. A year ago, tech mogul Elon Musk gripped that he was obviously overpaying for Twitter in a $44 billion deal that the social network sued him to complete. Now we know how inflated Musk believes that his bid was. X, the name of the new Twitter, on Monday informed employees eligible for the stock grant that they will receive shares at the vindication of $19 billion. Advertising revenue has plunged as much as 60% amongst ongoing concerns about hate speech and misinforming Hollywood studios. Once a major spender have reduced spending on the platform up to 50%. Hey, can't say too much about that. But moving on. The Hunger Games cast can now promote the film, scoring a SAG agreement. Wow. I guess you can get that interim and get that waiver for like promoting your film. So I didn't know that. So, but let's read what IndieWire has to say about this. Hunger Games: The Ball of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the new Hunger Games or prequel film, has acquired an interim agreement for the SAG-AFTRA, which will enable its stars to promote the film ahead of its release on November 17th. Songbirds and Snakes is a release from Lionsgate, which is not a part of the AMPTA affiliate company, despite being a mini major studio, thus making it a theatrical release eligible. Lionsgate is an independent company. So you guys got to understand here. A24, Lionsgate, any studio that is not Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, Sony, and Disney. Those are the major five studios there. If they are not part of the big five, then they will get some internal waivers as far as like going into the five phases of production. So it's a good thing that they got the waiver, because when it comes to the Hunger Games, it is like a franchise, one of the great franchises from Lionsgate, because Lionsgate had the Saw franchise, the Hunger Games franchise, the John Wick franchise, so and the Expendable franchise. So yeah. So let's move on from that. The Godzilla's series Monica has their first review, and it looks promising. So looking from Rotten Tomatoes, it's currently sitting at 88%. And let's read some of the reviews here. So we got one here coming from Nicholas DeGhetto from Discussing Film, saying, "This is more ground level approach to the world of monsters, and its character is nice change of pace from the movies. Usual focus on the amorous spectrum." All right, that's a good one there. All right, let's read another one saying, this is coming from Corey Coleman for the Double Toss, saying, "If you want to see WrestleMania with a giant creatures, you are not really going to get it here. Monster and the Legacy of Monsters is slowly and carefully starting flesh out in the universe." All right then, and we got one writing here. This one's coming from Clinton Walterton from Consequence. Consequence. Sorry if I pronounced the company name, but and he says, "Let's hope the remaining episodes of the season cut to the chase, but quick as it is. It feels like a leg of the monster universe that they chose to place its focus too heavily on the human half of this equivalent." Now, I've been saying this for years. When it comes to like to certain characters that is not like a human character, like give us something to care for. Like if you're not gonna give that certain human character something to believe in, then why should we? I've been saying that for years. Continue on. We got one coming from Alice Rencher from the Universe saying, all of the multimedia franchise installments, Marshall is easily the most ambitious and complex to date. So that's a good one there. And got another one here coming from Empire Magazine. John Lopez saying, not quite the Monster Universe high point, but it's far from its low point either. With some satisfying low formant, world building, and hugely enjoyable duo performances from Kurt and Ryan Russell. So we got at least some human acting good from there. So that's always a little bit good to hear. Um, Next one we got from Charles Permamone from The Verge, saying, March Art Legacy of Monsters focus on the individual people spurred to action by the emergence of Godzilla and his fellow Titans is exactly what makes the show a surprise delight. One that feels like a potential to be a both be a prior to be a prior hit for Apple TV Plus. So, in case y'all didn't know, the series will premiere on Apple TV Plus. So, get your watch list ready for that. Moving on. Deadpool 3 plans to restart filming in 2024. Now, I can tell you one thing: it will not make its May 2024 premiere as it was before. But let's read this story from Comic Book Reader saying, according to Deadline, the anticipated Deadpool 3 now looks to set resuming filming in January of 2024. The upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe blockbuster is around 50% complete, all but confirming that the movie will not make its original premiere date in May of 2024, despite Marvel Studios having yet to make an official announcement on any ships. But based on its current timeline, Deadpool 3 could be completed as early as March 2024 before it enters post production. So I'm gonna say one thing: it's not gonna make its original date. I think it's probably gonna make it around maybe in the summer or maybe by fall season. We'll see. Depends on how they do in the rest of the production shooting and of course in post production. But we'll see. Was Joe Russo jab at Martin Scorsese's Over the Line? Let's read what Variety has to say about this. The Avengers filmmaker Joe Russo has caused quite a stir on social media for posting a response to a recent TikTok featuring Martin Scorsese. The actor's winning daughter, Francesca, posts a TikTok this month in which Scorsese playful directs his dog, Oscar. Russo responded by posting a video which he tells Scorsese the same moose. The camera pans out to reveal Russo is holding his own dog, woman he just called Box Office. Russo's video is currently trying to be playful, but is rubbing many film writers and the industry professionals the wrong way. Ooh, damn. That might cause a bad rap there. But moving on. Netflix scored 15 million ad-supported subs, binged 3 episodes before getting the 4th ad-free. Alrighty, let's read what The Verge had to say about this story. Netflix will soon start cutting down commercials if you're on a binge watch kick. Starting at the beginning of next year, the streamer will toss in a ad-free episode after you watch 3 episodes in a row. In addition to the binge watching update, Netflix has also reported that its ad-supported plan has extracted 15 million monthly active users in a year following its launch. That's a sign that ad tiers is still growing, as Netflix reported 5 million monthly active users streaming with ads in May. So that's a good there. So moving on from there, we got a first look at Chris Pratt's Garfield. Man, Chris Pratt been taking all the voice actors lately. So he did Lego, he did Super Mario, and now Garfield. Man, he's just winning it on the voice acting side. But let's read what the comic book reader has to say about this. Chris Pratt managed to prove the haters wrong on his take on Mario through the video game icon isn't the only icon character he's set to play. Next up is everyone's favorite lasagna-loving cat, Garfield. Alongside with Pratt, Garfield's impressive ensemble cast including Samuel Jackson, who has been cast as Garfield's father, marking the first time we met that character in any media, Nicholas Hoult, Hannah Womahan, Cicely Strong, Vin Rames, Brett Goldstein, and Barbara Yang. So, hopefully we get some more details on the new Chris Pratt Garfield and what will be the when it will be its release date. So hopefully we get some new details on that. Continue talking about the actor strike. Major actors told the strike will be over soon. Let's see what TH had to say. Things are looking a little less scary for Hollywood this past Halloween weekend. While expressing that the talks are headed to the right direction, one studio side source says that it could take a few days to work through many issues. 2 additional studio side sources say that talks are progressing overall in a substantial way, that the deal could be imminent. Multiple prior actors saying that they received word that the deal could be at hand soon as well. Both sides are facing pressure to release a new 3-year agreement in timely manner. Studios have expressed to the union that their 2024 slate films will be in jeopardy if a deal is not reached this week. So, I already said it. Like, if there's no deal being reached by Thanksgiving 2024, y'all be in trouble. So, going back to Deadpool 3, a title has not yet been finalized. So, let's read what Carmen Maria has to say about that one. In a separate interview with The Wrap, Levy confirmed that Deadpool 3 would not be the film's final title. No, there's still no title yet. I sometimes reference to it as Deadpool vs. Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. We got a few titles we have been banning out, but boy, it's a tough one. Specifically, a lot of details remain and a mystery void for now. But Wade and Wolverine are expected to find themselves trapped in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I mean, you can keep Deadpool 3 because the way you have the logo, like you got the Deadpool mask logo, and then you got the claws showing the showing the number 3. So it's good. So I say just keep that, if you ask me. But moving on. The House of Dragons Season 2 is coming this summer. Thankfully, at least we'll have something to watch in the summer on HBO Max. But let's see what Comic Maria has to say about this. Variety has reported that season 2 of the Game of Thrones spin-off series, The House of Dragon, will be premiering in summer of 2024 on HBO and Max. The announcement was made by the network chiefs of Cassie Burr at the press event on season 2, where he also screened that the first trailer for the upcoming season. Many movies and television shows has been postponed because of the injury strikes, but the House of Dragon was not affected. The show script has already been completed prior to the strikes, while the cast members are under contract with the UK's equality rather than the SAG Afron. So, I've been telling y'all the difference between that. So, at least we're getting the House of Dragons this summer. Thank God. Blade, Muhammad Ali nearly left the film to the demise of his own film. Oh my God. Yeah, I told y'all I was going to do a rant, but let's read this story first. This was coming from Slash Film, saying, now, a report from in Variety revealed behind the scenes trouble with the film has grown so frustrated that Ali came close to completely walking away from the movie altogether. Here's a glimpse of how strange things it become. As Variety put it, at one point, the script moseyed into a narrow lead by women and filled with life lessons. Blade was ingurgitated for a fourth lead, and a bizarre idea, considering that the studio had the two-time Oscar winner Ali on board. Yeah, that's right. Blade was not even going to be the main character in the Blade movie. I got a whole lot of shit about to say about this. Like, what y'all doing is basically Blade Trinity all over again. Like, in the movie, Blade was not even the full lead character. Yeah, of course, you had Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds in that thing, helping out at Blade there. But like, is he really like the full main character in Blade Trinity? I don't think so. And this is exactly what y'all doing here, but worse. Like, oh my God. This is why I say the MCU needs a full wake up call. They need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. And they might already done it. For those of y'all who watched WWE back in the day, do y'all remember that storyline where Vince McMahon said he was bringing in the NWO, and he did that promo saying, I'm going to inject the WWF with a lethal dose of poison. If anybody's going to kill my creation, I'm going to kill my own creation. And this is exactly what Kevin Feige is doing with Marvel. Like, after Avengers Endgame, he nearly take that Marvel plane from manual and put that thing into autopilot. Like, he needs to step up, put his hands back on the driving wheel, and be a boss again, and go back to where we was, so that all the fans can be interested again. But it seems to me they're not interested anymore. Like, after Phase 3, there were some movies and television series that was good in Phase 4, and there was some that was trash. Now, going into Phase 5, like, the only good thing you had so far is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Loki Season 2. Now, do we expect the upcoming Marvel's movie to do good? I don't think so. I highly doubt that will happen. And Speaking of Blade, like, y'all better put this thing back together. Fix it up real good. Because if you don't, I'm going to be real pissed off. That's all I'm going to say. Get rid of that idea about having the lead win by women. No, no, no. And feel a light lesson. No, 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 no. No. You need to do the Blade movie right. Mahershala Ali, he is the real lead actor. This is his movie, not someone else's movie. Okay? So, y'all need to get your stuff together. Moving on. Disney to buy out Hulu from Comcast for a minimum of 8.6 billion, probably more. So, Disney got finally control of Hulu. Now Comcast had to move their stuff to Peacock, which is that made sense there. But let's see what Variety has to say about this. Hulu's equity fair value has been assessed as of September 30th, 2023 by bankers enlisting that each side in Coindesk with parties agree in progress. Comcast has tapped Morgan Stanley and Disney hired JP Morgan Chase per a CNBC report. If the numbers calculated by Disney and Comcast bankers are not within 10% of each other, the two bank firms would pick a third film to make another estimate, and Hulu's final valuation will be average of the two figures that are closely to each other. So that's all I can say much about that. Highlander remake will include the original Queen songs. So we got some original there. And let's read what the rap had to say about this. One of the more iconic elements of Highlander, the high concept fantasy adventure from the 1986 86 that went on to a spawn of long running franchise, is the movie songs written and performed by Queen. And Chad Joseph will be directing the remake of from Lionsgate, which will also star Harry Cavill, and says that these songs will return for the new movie. Yes, Straczynski told the Rap. Queen wrote and recorded songs for the original Highlander and released an album, A Kind of Magic, in 1986 that served as the official soundtrack of the movie. So it'll be good seeing the songs from Queen, and while Harry Cavill will be will star in the new Highlander movie. Jennifer Lawrence is open to return for more Hunger Games. So let's see what Variety has to say about this. Jennifer Lawrence told Variety in June during her No Hard Feelings press tour that she is totally open to reply her Hunger Games role as Katniss Everdeen should there be the right opportunity to arise. She added at the time, if Katniss ever come back in my life, 100%, but franchise producer Nia Jotri and director Fran Loris aren't counting on it. Why? Because Katniss stories feel complete, and it will be unhinged on the Hunger Games author Susan Collins wanting to be revisit Katniss himself. So my thing is, if you're gonna bring Jennifer Lawrence back, make it meaningful and make the story meaningful. That's all I can say about that. We got a story here from HBO Max coming from Variety saying that Max this week began notifying subscribers that the standard ad-free plan priced at $15.99 per month or $149.99 per year. That the service will no longer include 4K titles with full HD at 108p top resolution available. And they will also be streamed on only 2 devices simultaneously, down from 3 before. Going into 4K content will only be available on Max Ultimate ad-free plan, which costs $19.99 per month, or at $199.99 per year, provides the availability to watch up to 4 the streamers. So it is what it is. But going on from that, uh, we got a story here showing that they showed a new trailer for a new upcoming series called Shogun, which will be released in February, which is my birthday month, on FX and Hulu. And let me tell you something. When I saw this trailer, I was very interested. I can't wait for that show to come out. But let's read the storyline that came from FS, saying Shogun follows a collision between 2 ambitious men from different worlds and a mysterious female samurai. Jack Blackthorne, a risk-taker English sailor who ends up in a shipwreck in Japan, a land with unfamiliar culture, will ultimately redefine him. Lord Torgun, a sworn and powerful man at odds with his own dangerous political rivals, and Lady Morkel, a woman with invisible skills but dishonor family ties, who must provide her values and and allegiance. So I can't wait for that show in February. So we got some news on Five Nights at Freddy's, and this one coming from the Rap, saying Five Nights at Freddy's is Peacock's most watched film or TV series within the first 5 days of availability, according to the streamer. The Blumhouse horror movie achievement came alongside a sky-high 80 million domestically and a 133 million global opening weekend. The $20 million PG-13 adaptation of the popular video game series surpassed the 5-day viewership totals for Halloween Ends and the Super Mario Brothers movie. So that's some good numbers there. And like I said, if you're one of those that saw the movie in theaters, good for you. If you were just one of those movies that just like, oh, I want to watch it at home in Peapod, that's good. Or you that type of person saying like, oh, that's watching in theaters, and now I want to watch it again in Peacock, that's all good. So, for at least Five Nights at Freddy's is still winning at the end. We got some update on The Last of Us Season 2, and we got a story from Screen Rant saying HBO's The Last of Us Season 2 receives a tentative filming start date as the next chapter of the PlayStation video game adaptation is expecting to start film in early 2024. The hit show, starring Pedro Pascal as the smuggler Joel Miller, who was hired to escort Bailey Ramsey Elliott Williams across North America, ravaged by a deadly virus that turns victims into monstrous beings. The Last of Us Season 2 will pick up after Season 1, adapting the events of the 2020 video game sequel, The Last of Us Part 2. So, I can't wait for that show to come back. And then lastly, for today, we got a trailer for the new Echo series. And first off, before I read the story here, I know a lot of people are not interested in Echo, but we do know that Daredevil and Kingpin will be in the series. and we got a look from Kingpin in the trailer, and ooh, I'm gonna tell you one thing: this is not a PG show, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. So let's read what Variety had to say about this. Um, the Marvel series Echo, which debuted in an inaugural trailer on Friday, and will premiere on January 10th, containing the several first of the company and its first Marvel Studios production that will debut simultaneously on Disney Plus and Hulu. The first that will have every episode available to binge at once, and the first that will be rated TMA. You heard me right. It is rated TMA. That's why I told you it's not a PG show. You will see some blood and some violence on there. So if you don't believe me, watch the first trailer. So but that's all I have for you guys today. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes or video are uploaded. And if you're listening to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well, so you will get updates on when new episodes are uploaded. But with that being said, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.